Hello. It's been a while. I don't know how many of you guys have been waiting for a next upload or entry from me, or if there were even any at all, but if there was, I'm sorry. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions, and I'll answer one of them, which is probably where the fuck am I? Because this isn't where I usually record. This isn't my usual setup, and I'm only answering this one question because I think it would explain a lot. It would already answer a lot of questions, but where am I, right? Right now, I'm in my room in the Philippines. So, before I talk about everything that has happened, I have not been uploading, I want to say this first. Talking about every single thing that has happened would take me forever, and I fear that I'm going to pass my 10 limit mark for recordings. Again, if I talked about every significant thing that happened, it would take forever. And not only that, talking about all of it in one entry will completely undermine how some of these things that happened to me, like how much they impacted me. Like it would completely undermine how big it was in my life, how important it was in my life. So, I am going to be telling the things that have happened in my life in order from most big, most impactful, most important, rather than when it happened, the timeline of events. It will be a little bit confusing for me, that's why I have like notes up right now, but if I talked about it all, it really just, you wouldn't know that some of these things were so big in my life. So, what have I been doing? First biggest thing that happened was hard confirmation of me going back to the Philippines. I mean, I'm literally here right now. I don't know how much more confirmation I would need, but yeah, biggest thing, I'm in the Philippines. Confirmation of going back to the Philippines. I'm here, that's the biggest thing. Second, I had a reconciliation with my grandmother. Now, I don't know if you know, my grandmother was the one who raised me since I was a child. She's actually my legal mother on paper, but she raised me, and let's just say, not good. I go to a psychiatrist every month, and I've been to multiple therapists because of my grandmother. I have a shit ton of trauma, and a lot of that trauma is from my grandmother. And going to Japan to live with my grandmother really was just setting me up for failure, I feel, because I was kind of stupid. I'm going to be honest. I don't know why we all agreed to that. I had a reconciliation with my grandmother. There was just one day when we just talked a lot, because I'm not good at talking to my grandmother. I'm always, triggered. That's the word I'm gonna use. I'm always triggered whenever I'm talking to her. So reconciling with my grandmother was a big thing, because again, we don't talk. And also because even though she has apologized, said she'd do better, just be a better person, and even though I forgave her by going to Japan and living with her, I still had complexes, I still was triggered. I still had PTSD. I never felt safe with her. But that reconciliation with my grandmother was a big fucking thing. One day we just talked a lot, and then we were talking about family drama specifically, and like a lot of gossip back home, and then it the conversation just went, And I won't explain in detail how it happened, but I ended up talking about us, me and my grandmother, our relationship, and I ended up talking about how I want her to be free, almost. Because at this time, when we talked, I already had confirmation of going back to the Philippines. Very undeniable confirmation. When the confirmation happened, she just kept going to me and going like, are you really sure you're going back? I'm gonna miss you, shit like that, kind of. I'm not saying she's doing it on purpose, but she was low-key guilt-tripping me into staying. But during that talk, we had been talking for like 6 hours, like non-stop, no break, and it just got brought up, and I told her everything that I had been feeling, I'd been thinking about for the past years, because we didn't actually have a good talk, like a good serious talk, since that day. TLDR, I basically told her that she has mental issues. She has depression, most definitely. She needs to get checked. I told her she needed to get help because she's so old, she never has gotten help in her life, and nobody's ever told her that she should seek help. I told her that, and she cried. And I also told her that she's a lot. She's very codependent on me, and codependency is never good. If you are codependent on another person, that's not good. You have to live for yourself. You have to exist. You have to live. You have to do your life for yourself. My grandmother, her whole purpose in life was me. I did not like that. I don't like that still. So I told her, TLDR, I'm trying to TLDR this. I'm gonna tell you now, it was a 12-hour conversation. 12 hours. We talked for 12 hours. And I told her that, I told her so much. I told her she needed to get help. She needed to, stop being codependent on me. She needed to find a purpose in life that wasn't me. She has to find inner peace within herself. And that was a big thing. I finally got to tell my grandmother everything I wanted to tell her since the beginning. I got her to listen to me. Actually, she considered my words and listened to me. And now that I'm in the Philippines, I'm hoping that my grandmother is getting help. But also, another thing with that reconciliation with my fucking grandmother, I also realized, before that, because I thought a lot. I've been thinking of fuck ton ever since, the confirmation of going back to the Philippines. I realized how important family was to me. I know, ever since you're a child, when you're growing up, it's already drilled into your brain that family before anything else, or at least where I'm from the Philippines, right? I never got the note. And that's why I would always be so reluctant to receive help from my family, because I never understood why they just do it so unconditionally. I did not understand why they loved me so unconditionally. It never really, actually, I knew, family first. And yeah, whenever I chose stuff, I would choose my family first, but it never actually set into my brain that family is first. Family is the most important thing you'll ever have in your life. And that I need to cherish it. I need to put importance in it. I need to prioritize it. And so I realized that as well. And now I'm keeping, even though, I'm now separated from my dad because I was living with my dad in Japan as well. I'm messaging him almost every day. I'm always checking up on my grandmother. And before I even came to the Philippines, I started talking to my mom and my brother more. I'd send my mom daily voicemails, and I would talk to my brother about, the things we're both interested in. So yeah, I forgot to write that down. That's another biggest thing for me. I realized I realized how important family was. So I'm doing better now, family-wise, and I'm really happy about that. It's been great. It's been so great. Just to have that feeling of, if I have no one else, at least I'll have my family. Third, technically, my school in the Philippines. My school in the Philippines was the biggest concern of me going back to the Philippines, because I'm supposed to be in grade 11 right now, but because I dropped out 1 year, I am grade 10 in Japan, technically. So if I were to go back to the Philippines, I would have to go back all the way to grade 9. And if I was to go back to the Philippines, I would have to wait until the next year. So let's do the math. If I went back to the Philippines and I had to go all the way back to grade 9, I would be 3 years behind. I'm fine with being 1 year behind. 3 years? So that was the biggest concern. I didn't want to be 3 years behind. And so my mom, with her connections, she did everything she could in her power. After asking me for legal documents, all ID pictures, my signature. One day, I woke up, I see my messages, it's from her. She's like, call me when you can, call me when you can. I have news. I call her. I'm so sleepy. I just woke up. She told me, good news. She found a way so that I can bump up my grade if I do go back to the Philippines. And I won't say the specifics, but it's basically a program where they will basically teach me stuff, and by the end of that, it was technically supposed to be 4 months of teaching, but for some reason now it's 2 or something. I don't know, but I will be studying for 4 months. I have the materials to study. I will be studying even though I won't be being taught. I'm not going to be taught, but if I study and study, by the end of the program, I am going to be taking an exam. Based on my score on that exam will be the result of how many grades I can bump up. So the good news is that if I pass that exam, I will go all the way back up to grade 11, which would leave me to only being 1 year behind. And I don't mind that at all. And even if I don't pass it, if my score is still good, they can put me in grade 10, 2 years behind. I'm iffy about 2 years behind, but I don't mind it. So it's just good for me all around. And I'm so confident in my abilities to study because I was an academic achiever for all my life. I'm not anymore because I'm burnt the fuck out. But when I put my mind into something, I can do it. One of my biggest strengths is my mind. I'm good at studying. I just don't like to do it. If I lock in for 4 months, they're giving me 4 months. I can do it. I think I can do it. I think I can pass. Not only pass, I think I could get a perfect score. But I don't know if that's just my ego talking. I just have to pass an exam and I'll catch up with so many of my friends. So, yippee! me, right? Fifth big thing that happened in my life, I started a journey on ADHD medication because I genuinely just thought about it one day. I was like, I was put on ADHD meds before and they never really like continued it. I don't know why. I do know why. It's because I passed out, but it could also be because of several things that happened in the time where, you know, I had a lack of sleep. It was so fucking hot in the Philippines. Maybe I had a heat stroke. Maybe it wasn't just my fucking meds, but they just cut me off it, which pissed me off a lot. And then I like started searching about ADHD medication again. And I saw shit like so many people regret not going on it sooner. Oh, I have depression and meds never really worked out for me, but then I went on ADHD meds and I became better. There was a lot of stuff that was just resonating with me. And so I went to my mother and I opened up to her about it and was like, I think ADHD meds would be good for me. Wait, sorry. I didn't do that first. I actually went on a solo mission. I went to my psychiatrist and like asked them to do a ADHD like check on me, like diagnose me with ADHD so that they can give me ADHD meds. It was obvious to me, I feel, but I did get diagnosed with ADHD. My charts showed that I do have ADHD. And so when they did tell me that, that's when I told my mom. I opened up to her. I think it would really be good for me if I did go on ADHD meds. I've been on ADHD meds for I think a month now, or less than a month. I won't go about how it's been. I'll probably say that in another entry, but it's been good, I guess. Objectively, it's been good. But, you know, sixth thing. How do you do a six? I started talking to my ex again. It wasn't out of nowhere. It wasn't out of boredom. It wasn't out of just, you know, oh, you know, I miss you. Or, you know, shit like that. And like months prior, I had already been thinking about my ex shit ton. And there was just this one day where I was like, I kind of miss talking to them because we haven't talked in a while. Because we're still friends. We were still friends. No, we just started talking. But then my ex that night messaged me, can I confess something? And it just went from there, right? I can't really go into detail what happened because when I have not healed too, it's a long story, but we don't talk anymore. Like officially, we will never talk again, probably. I don't know what will happen in life, but it feels that way. And that was a lot. That was a lot for my mental health because I don't know if you know, my ex is my childhood best friend. So I didn't just lose an ex, I lost my best friend. The seventh thing, which is kind of related, it's about my best friend ever, Poi. I don't know if you guys remember. I talk about her sometimes. I think I'm losing her too. Back in the day, I was really so stupid. I was so stuck in my head that I kept forgetting that my actions would affect others. I didn't do anything that bad, I think. I just kept ghosting people because of my mental state. But because of that, I also treated my best friend Poi kind of shitty as well. There's a lot of things I did that she didn't like, and at the time, she didn't tell me, but we've already talked about it in the past about everything that happened and I've apologized. We've reconciled about that. But tell me why I'm feeling like the resentment is still there. This started actually, I don't want to go into detail about it, but I do want to talk about it. I think it started when she just started talking about this other friend a lot. This new friend she made on Roblox. He would just show up every single conversation and I started overthinking it and then I started noticing. I have the conclusion that I think she still resents me in a way. I really genuinely think that because of this new friend that she's made, I think she's realizing how bad of a friend I am, which I've been trying to be better, but maybe, you know, me trying isn't enough. I don't know. I've also been saying a lot lately that I think I'm just evil inherently. I think I'm just not a good person. That's why, you know, people keep leaving me. I mean, why else, right? I mean, why the fuck else? I've been going through a lot of losing. Worst part is I haven't talked to anyone about this. That's another big thing that happened. I think I'm losing my best friend. I've lost two of my best friends now. My childhood best friend and my now best friend. But anyways, eighth, I had to say goodbye to my psychiatrist and my Japan friends. Why this is significant is because every time I would leave my friends, I wouldn't tell them until after I did it. I know how that sounds, but I have never been good at goodbyes. I hate saying goodbye. I genuinely hate it so fucking much because it gets me so sad that I am paralyzed in my bed for the next week after saying goodbye to a person. But I, wanted to change. I've been wanting to change. change. Like ever since I had that conversation with Poi, she told me stop ghosting people, stop just leaving without a word because you don't realize how important you are to some people. And so I've started, thinking about that, and I have been applying it to my life. And that's why when I had to say goodbye to my psychiatrist and my friends, those two sides of my brain really had to fight, where I'm like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to say goodbye, it's just gonna hurt me and hurt them, I don't want to deal with it. But you promised to change, you said you would change, and you want to change. I genuinely do want to change. I would say I have changed. I did the hardest thing ever and said goodbye, basically, TLDR. It was obviously hard to do. Spent the last 2 minutes talking about how much I hate saying goodbye, but I did it, and I'm really proud of myself for that, because I was writing the letter that I was gonna send them, and during that time, when I was about to finish it, when I was about to send it, I was like, what if I just don't do this? I had all the letters written, I just had to send it. I was like, what if I just don't say goodbye? I just don't say goodbye. I did it, and I eventually did meet up with them for one last time. Our last meetup was low-key kind of bad, but I'm just gonna choose to remember it as something good because I'm so stressed about it. That's all like the big things that happened in my life. So I'm just gonna be talking about other things that have been happening in the past 2 months. I didn't bring my mic because during packing, I had a lot to bring. I have a lot of clothes, I have a lot of shit, and my mic would just not fit in my luggage. So I asked my mom, who I'd be living with in the Philippines, I asked her, can you just buy me a new mic? Because I don't think my mic's gonna fit. And she said yes. So that's why I'm using a phone to record my audio. It's because I don't fucking have a mic. But it will be arriving hopefully soon. And it's hopefully better than my last mic because I'm so sick and tired of my last mic. I also bought a shit ton of souvenirs for my friends. I actually wanted to talk about this. I forgot to say this. But in these 4 months I'm going to be studying, I decided I'm not going to go meet up with any of my friends. I haven't even told my friends that I'm here. None of my Philippine friends know that I am in the Philippines right now. If you do know me and are my friend and you see this video and you watch until now, please don't tell anyone. Please don't tell anyone. I have a reason. Because, again, I bought souvenirs, right? I bought souvenirs for everyone. They still haven't arrived. They are going to come in a box and they still haven't arrived. Also, I want that in the 4 months I'm going to be studying for that exam, I don't want any distractions. And I don't even know what the outcome of the exam will be. So there is still a chance of me going back to Japan. Because if I don't do well in the exam, I'm probably just going to go back to Japan. Because I don't want to study. I don't want to go back to grade 9. So I don't know what the fucking outcome will be. And also I want to focus. That's my main reasoning for why I'm deciding to not tell my friends and not meet up with them for a bit. But I do have plans that after I, pass the exam, hopefully, it's going to be summer vacation for all my friends anyways, which is perfect timing. Because if I want to hang out with them, I don't want to hang out with them when they're fucking busy with school and shit. Especially because grade 11's busy as hell. I want all of us to be free. Because I won't be free either. I'm gonna be busy studying. So yeah, please don't tell anyone. I have one IRL. I'm not that close with her or them. They told one of my good friends that about my channel. I don't know if my friend will watch it. I hope they don't. I hope none of them do, but if you do, please don't tell anyone. Please don't tell anyone. Please don't tell anyone. Please don't tell anyone. I also read Dandadan, the entirety of the Dandadan manga. I'm caught up to the latest chapter and I loved it. I loved it so much. I love Dandadan so much. I also did a Halloween cosplay. I don't know if you guys know the anime The Summer Hikaru Died. I cosplayed Hikaru for Halloween. I'm really proud of that. I also went to Kyoto with my cousins. It was really fun. I got money. My mom went to Thailand, Bangkok. She went there and she got me a shit ton of good clothes and such cute bags. I'm so fucking happy. I also got new glasses, which still haven't arrived. They're supposed to arrive in the big box that's gonna be sent to me. I low-key think it's a little bit ugly, but that's fine. I also, in the past 2 months, have bought way too much Ira merch. Ira from Dandadan. I have a big love for Ira Dandadan. That's all I can think of right now. So, how's Philippines been, right? I am so happy. The food is amazing. I missed Filipino food so fucking much. I'm gonna be so real with you. I do not like Japanese food that much. Fast food in Japan, it low-key pisses me off. I've also been so fucking tired because of unpacking and traveling. You don't realize how exhausting traveling can be, but it's so fucking tiring. This week, I don't really have anything to do. I'm completely free, but the next week, that's when I'm gonna lock in with my studies. But for this week, I think I'm just gonna rest. I also cooked for the first time in 1 year. I miss cooking so much. I literally yesterday went to cook my lunch and I entered the kitchen. It was like muscle memory. I knew where to go, what to grab, where to grab. I love cooking and I'm planning on branching out because I usually cook a shit ton of sandwiches, but I want to branch out. I want to cook meals. I want to cook more sandwiches. I just want to cook more, you know? And a small thing is that my mom gave me something. I just want to show you guys. I got a Labubu. I call it Lapupu. There's another question could be, how the fuck am I, you know? How am I doing? How am I feeling? I already said, I'm happy. But I don't know if I'm happy because I know I should be happy. It really hasn't settled in that I'm in the Philippines. Like, my brain won't process it yet. I keep telling myself, okay, tonight I'm gonna process it, and then I don't. I'm also really stressed. Really fucking stressed about so many things. I'm stressed about things I haven't opened up to anyone about. I'm stressed about opening up to my mom because I told her that when I come to the Philippines, I'm gonna open up a lot to her. I'm stressed about my ADHD medication. I'm stressed about Wi-Fi. It's so fucking slow. I'm stressed about everything. Okay, I'm stressed about everything. There's so many things I'm stressed about. I want to do so much, but I only have a week of free time, and I feel like days are too fucking short for everything I want to do. But I'm excited actually about being able to buy books I can read again, because if I wanted to buy a book in Japan, I had to go to a Kinokuniya, I think, and those are hard to find. If there's any other questions, if I can answer them, you can ask them. So what are my plans for this channel, right? Because it seems like this is me returning, right? But I honestly don't know. I want to upload, but I just don't know. I don't know how much I can perform or focus on this channel because I already have studies to do. I have other things and I want to have free time for myself. I don't want to just be productive all my fucking life. I want to be lazy as well because that's the type of person I am. I'm a very lazy person. So I genuinely really don't know what to do. That's one thing I actually want your guys' thoughts on. I want to keep uploading here. I really do. So yeah, my plans for this channel, I don't know. Do I make it into a Minecraft YouTube channel? Do I abandon this fucking entry theme? But I did miss making these. I've missed yapping so much. I do want to make more entries in the future. I just don't know how to go about it. I don't know how to schedule it. I don't know what a good consistency is. Like every other day, once a week, 2 times a week. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. I've been recording for 40 minutes. That's so funny. I hope you all are doing well. Oh my god, I haven't said my outro in so long. Oh my god. Anyways, I have to go. I only planned for this recording to be 20 minutes, at least. I have a lot to do. I have not washed my hair. I hope you're all doing well. I'm sorry again for not uploading for so long. Yeah, that's it. I guess I'll see you all in the next one, and I hope you have a good night.